Welcome, Centennial Jags fans. We are here at the Dike-New Centennial Invitational 2025. This is pool play game 3, where the Jags will be set off against Dike-New Hartford. Both teams going 2-0 in pool play. Winner of this game will take first in the pool. Loser will take second. They will play the winner of this game will play against Pool D. Team 2. Loser will play against Pool D Team 1 when we get to bracket play. So after this game, we'll have probably a 2-hour break roughly. In the front court for Centennial, we have Sophie, Bailey, and Megan. In the backcourt, Tatum, Ellie, and Maddie. Maddie will check out. Maya will check into the back row. And it looks like the Jags will be serving here in set number 1. Megan has the ball, and we are ready to get this set underway. Megan with the first serve of the first set. Megan, deep serve. Dike able to pop it up. They're going to set up their outside hitter. It's going to hit a cross-court deep. Ellie with the pass to Megan. Megan out to Bailey. Bailey goes cross-court. Dike with the dig. They're going to set up their middle. Goes cross-court. Megan gets it into the net. Tatum gets it into the net, and then it falls down, so Dike will start with the first point here in the first set. Dike getting set to serve. Dike deep serve, that's going to be too deep. Out of bounds, so the Jags will get their first point of the set. Bailey will check out. Kaylin will check in and head back to serve for the Jags. Kaylin deep serve down the middle. In trouble is Dike. They're able to get it up. They just bump it over. Kaylin with the pass to Megan. Megan out to Sophie. Sophie with a little bit of a miss hit there. It looked like she swung faster than what the ball could get to her. So Dike will get another point. Now serving. Hard low serve down the line. Kaylin with the pass to Megan. Megan back sets to Tatum. Tatum goes off the block and backwards. Dike with the dig. They set up their right side. They go through the block. Kaylin goes diving to try and get that ball. Can't come up with it. And so Dike leading 3-1 here early in this first set. Now getting set to serve again. Deep serve, Kaylin with the pass to Megan. Megan out to Ellie. Ellie goes through the block and down. Kill for Ellie on the outside. So Sophie will check out. Maddie checks into the front row as Maya will head back to serve. Maya, hard cross-court serve. Dike able to get it up. They're going to set their right side hitter. Who goes cross-court? Megan able to get the dig to Maya. Maya out to Tatum. Tatum goes cross-court. Dike with the dig. They're going to set up their back row hitter. Gets it over the block. Megan able to get it up. Maddie gets it up to Ellie. Ellie with the roll shot. Dike able to get the dig. In a little bit of trouble. They hit it over. Kaylin with the pass to Megan. Megan to Maddie. Maddie off the block and backwards. Dike with the dig. They set up their right side hitter. They go through the block. Tatum gets a hand on it. Kaylin tries to get it. Can't come up with it. So Dike will get the point, leading by 2, now getting set to serve. Dike cross-court serve deep. Kaylin pops it up. Maya comes over, sets up Ellie. Ellie goes over the block. Dike able to get it up. They're going to set there outside. They hit it down the line. Kaylin goes flying, trying to get that ball. Can't come up with it. And right now, Dike able to put the ball in spots, putting it a lot of pressure on the defense of Centennial. Dike with the serve. Deep serve, that's going to go too deep, out of bounds. So the Jags will get the point. Tatum will head back to serve. Tatum, deep serve down the middle. Dike able to pop it up. They're going to set up their middle. Tips it deep. Maya able to pop it up to Tatum. Tatum back to Ellie. Ellie hits it over the block. Dike able to get the dig. They're going to push it deep. Maya able to pop it up. Maddie pops it up. Ellie hits it over the block. Dike able to get it up to their middle. They tip it over. Megan pops it up. Tatum pops it up. Kaylin bumps it over. Dike setting up their offense to the outside. They go down the line, but that goes wide out of bounds. So Centennial will get the point. A great back and forth effort. Centennial able to come out on top just at the end. So Tatum back to serve again. Tatum, hard low serve down the middle. Dike able to pop it up. They're going to set up there outside. Who goes deep? That's going to be too deep, out of bounds, and we are knotted at 5s here in the first. Tatum, hard low serve. Dike able to get it up to their middle on the quick set. Tatum hits it up and over. Dike hits it back. Maddie to Maya to Megan. Megan hits it off the block. Dike able to get the dig. It's up there outside. Blocked by Megan. They tip it over. Maya gets it up to Tatum. Tatum out to Ellie. Ellie goes off the block and out of bounds. Kill for Ellie on the outside. And the Jags up 1 here early in the first. Tatum back to serve again. Tatum, a low serve down the line. Dike able to get it up. They set there outside. They go cross court, and that was a great deep corner shot by Dike. Able to get the stop against the Jags, now getting set to serve. Deep serve down the middle. Kaylin with the pass to Tatum. Tatum to Maddie on the slide. Goes off the block and backwards. Dike with the dig. They set up there outside. They go through the block. Kaylin goes diving, trying to get the ball. Can't come up with it. And Dike back up 1 here in the first. Low serve down the line. Ellie with the pass to Tatum. Tatum to Megan. Megan goes cross court. Dike not able to come up with it. That's a kill for Megan. Beautiful angle shot by Megan there. Finding a crease in that Dike defense. Kaylin checks out Bailey into the front row as Ellie back to serve for the Jags. Ellie deep serve down the middle. Dike in a little bit of trouble. Goes over Bailey with the pass to Megan. Tatum. Tatum to Maddie. Maddie off the block and out of bounds. A kill for Maddie in the middle. So Ellie will head back to serve again. Ellie short serve. Ace for Ellie! Just over the net and down. Dike flying to try and get that ball. Couldn't come up with it. Beautiful serve by Ellie there. Ellie, another short serve. Dike able to get this one. They're going to set their middle on a slide. Tries to go down the line just a little bit too low in the net. So the Jags push the lead to 3, and Dike will use their first timeout of the set. Again, this tournament is a great tournament. A lot of very good teams from all over the state descending on Ankeny here today. This is a great litmus test early in the season to see where your team stands. After the timeout, both teams back out onto the court. Ellie back ready to serve for the Jags. Ellie, short serve. Dike able to get it on the middle slide. They go cross court. Tatum slides to try and get that dig. Can't come up with it. So Dike gets the stop. Down 2, now getting set to serve. Hard serve down the line. Ellie able to pop it up to Tatum. Tatum out to Bailey. Bailey goes over and walking down. Kill for Bailey on the outside. So Maddie will check out. Nora will check in and head back to serve for the Jags. Maya heads off the court and Sophie comes into the front row. Nora serving down the line, just goes a little bit wide out of bounds. So Nora will head out. Maddie will come in, and then Maddie will come out as soon as she comes in. And Maya will take her place in the back row as Dike gets set to serve. Low cross-court serve. Bailey able to get it up to Tatum. Tatum back to Bailey. Bailey does a roll shot. Dike able to cover. They set up their middle. Hits it cross-court. Tatum gets it up. Megan tips it over. Dike bumps it over. Ellie with the pass to Tatum. Tatum back to Megan. Megan goes off the block. Dike with the cover. They tip it over. Sophie tips it right back for the kill. So after Dike tipping it, Sophie tipping it right back at him. Dike unable to get ready for that tip. Sees it fall to the floor. Megan with the serve for the Jags. Hard low serve. Dike able to get it up. They're going to set there outside. Who goes into the block of Sophie, and Sophie with her ejection after that. Beautiful read by Sophie there. Saw where the ball was going and put it down. Megan, hard low serve. Dike able to get it up. They're going to set up there outside again. They tip it over. Megan able to pop it up to Maya. Maya setting up Bailey on the outside. Bailey goes off the block and backwards. Dike with the dig. They're going to set up there outside. It goes through the block. Ellie with the dig. It goes up and over. And they're going to call Jags in the net. Dike had the overpass and put it down anyway. So Dike down 3, now getting set to serve. Hard low serve down the opposite line. Bailey gives it to Megan. Megan to Tatum. Tatum goes cross court. Dike with the dig. Able to get it to their right side. They go over the block. Ellie with the dig to Maya. Maya out to Tatum. Tatum goes down the line for the kill. A great swing by Tatum on the right side. Going down the line, over the block and down. So Bailey will check out. Kaylin heads in and will serve for the Jags. Kaylin deep serve down the middle. Dike able to get it up to their right side. They get blocked at the net by Sophie. Another great block by Sophie, pushing the lead to 5 for the Jags here in the first. Kaylin deep serve. Dike able to get it up. They're going to set their middle. Hits it off the block of Tatum and out of bounds. A great cut shot by the middle of Dike. Tatum not expecting it to go that direction to her right. So Dike with the serve. Hard low serve down the middle. Kaylin with the pass to Megan. Megan to Sophie. Sophie cuts it back for the kill. And so Sophie will check out. Maddie checks into the front row as Maya will head back to serve for the Jags. Maya deep serve down the middle. Dike able to get it up. They're going to set their middle. Goes over the block. It looked like Megan dove to try and get that ball, not expecting it to come her way. So Dike with the point. Still only down 4 as we are over the halfway point in this set with the serve. Deep serve down the middle. Kaylin with the pass to Megan to Maddie, who hits it through the block. Dike with the dig. They set up their outside. They hit it deep. Maya able to get the dig to Megan. Megan back sets to Tatum. Tatum goes down the line. Dike with the dig. They're going to set their middle this time. They tip it to the side, but that goes wide out of bounds. So the Jags with the point. Tatum will head back to serve. Tatum, hard, low serve. Dike able to get it up to their outside. They go cross court deep. Kalen able to pass it to Tatum. Tatum to Ellie. Ellie tips it over the block. Dike in a little bit of trouble. Pops it up to their outside. They hit a roll shot. Tatum got a finger on it. Kalen goes diving to try and get the ball back onto the court. Can't come up with it. So Dike with the point. Still only trailing by 4. Now getting set to serve. Hard low serve down the seam. Ellie with the pass to Tatum. Tatum to Maddie on the slide. Goes through the block. Dike with the dig. They set up their outside. Goes cross court. Maya with the dig. It goes over. And on the overpass, Dike able to put it away with a huge shot. Straight down nearly. So Dike back to within 3 here with a low serve. Just a little bit too low in the net. So the Jags with the point. Kalen will check out. Bailey will check into the front row as Ellie heads back to serve. Deep serve, cross court by Ellie. Dike able to get it up to their middle on a slide. They go over the block. Tatum with the pass to Maya. Maya setting up Bailey on the outside. She goes cross court. Dike with the dig. They're going to set their outside hitter who goes low, too low into the net. And the Jags 2 points away from taking the first set, but before Ellie will get a chance to serve, Dike will take their second and final timeout of the set. After the timeout, the Jags back out onto the court. Ellie back getting set to serve. Dike-New Hartford breaking huddle, falling into position. Ellie short serve just over the net. Dike able to get the cover. Middle on the slide, gets partially blocked. Maya with the dig to Tatum. Tatum out to Bailey. Bailey goes deep. That's going to be too deep, out of bounds. So Dike gets the stop, fighting to try and get back in striking distance here in the first. Now getting set to serve. Hard low serve down the line. Ellie gets it up. Tatum gets it up. Maya bumps it over. Dike sets up there outside, goes down the line. It hits the net and bounces out of bounds. So the Jags will get the point. Nora will check in as Maddie checks out. Maya will head out as Sophie heads into the front row. Nora back to serve for the Jags. Set point number 1. Nora hard low serve down the middle. Dike able to get it up. They're going to set there outside. They go cross court. Blocked. Dike in a little trouble. Gets it up. They're going to have to push it over. Megan with a pass to Tatum. Tatum quick sets to Sophie. Sophie hits it over. Dike with the dig. They set their back row hitter. Hits it. Blocked by Sophie! Beautiful block by Sophie in the middle. And that will end the first set. 21-15 Jags. Sophie came from out of nowhere at the last second to block that hit by Dike-New Hartford out of the back row and ends the set. Again, winner of this game will take first place in the pool. Loser will take second. Both teams, regardless, will head to the gold bracket. Both sitting at 2-0. So after the set break, Centennial heading back out onto the court. In the front court for Centennial, we have Tatum, Sophie, and Bailey. In the backcourt, Ellie, Sydney, and Megan. The Jags will be on serve receive here in set number 2. Dike-New Hartford will be serving to start with here in the second set. Sydney checks out. Maya checks into the back row. And the Jags are set for serve receive. Dike has the ball, and we are ready to get this second set. Well, it looks like they had the final lineup validation. We are now ready to get the second set underway. Dike with the first serve of the second set. Hard low serve down the line. Bailey pops it up for Megan. Megan to Sophie on the slide. Gets partially blocked but goes backwards. Dike able to get it up to their outside. They go cross court. Maya with the one-handed dig to Megan. Megan to Bailey. Bailey off the block and out of bounds. A fantastic one-handed dig by Maya on the cross-court shot. And then Bailey able to put it away off the block. So Bailey will check out. Kaylin will check in and head back to serve for the Jags. Kaylin deep serve down the middle. Dike able to get up to the middle. They tip it deep. Kaylin with the pass to Megan. Megan backs us to Tatum. Tatum going down the line, but that is just a little bit wide out of bounds. So Dike heading back to serve, knotted at ones. Deep serve, cross court. Maya with the pass to Megan. Megan out to Ellie. Ellie off the block and backwards. Dike with the dig. They set up their right side. They go over the block. Megan able to get the pop up to Maya. Maya to Tatum. Tatum takes it sideways for the kill. Tatum spying that defense, sliding to her left, tips it back to the right in a vacant spot. Sophie checks out Sydney into the front row as Maya back to serve. Maya hard low serve. Dike able to get it up in trouble. And Ellie on the overpass stuffs it down. Maya hard serve deep to the corner. Ace for Maya. Dike froze, thought it was going to sail out of bounds, and then the ball dropped like a rock in water, catching the back baseline. Maya with another serve. Hard low serve. Dike able to get this one. They set up their outside, goes over the block. Kaylin with the dig to Megan. Megan out to Ellie. Ellie goes off the block and backwards. Dike able to tip it up and over. Megan to Kaylin. Kaylin with the roll shot. Dike gets it back. Sydney to Megan to Tatum. Tatum goes cross court for the kill. There was a lot of action there in a short amount of time. The Jags coming out on top of that point sends Maya back to serve again. Maya hard serve down the line. Dike flying off the court, gets it back on. They're going to hit a roll shot over. Kaylin gets it up to Megan. Megan to Tatum. Tatum goes over the block. Kill for Tatum on the right side. And the Jag offense is roaring right now. And the Dike-New Hartford's going to take a timeout to talk things over as the Jags up 5. So Centennial breaks huddle back into position after the timeout. Dike-New Hartford taking every second to try and figure out a way to slow down this Jag offense. Now heading back into position. Maya getting set to serve. Maya hard serve down the line. Ace for ball again! That ball is hooking away from the Dike-New Hartford player. She's diving off the court trying to get that ball. Can't come up with it. By a deep serve, and this one goes a little bit too long out of bounds. Great run by Maya at the service line to give a 5-point lead for the Jags. Dike getting set to serve. Deep serve down the middle. Kaylin with the pass to Megan. Megan back sets to Tatum. Tatum goes cross court. Dike with the dig. They're going to set up their back row hitter who goes over the net. Megan able to get it up to Maya. Maya setting up Kaylin in the back row. Kaylin goes over the block. Dike with the dig. They're going to set up their right side hitter who goes over the block. Kaylin with the dig to Megan. Megan to Sydney, who was trying to tip it over just over the outstretched fingers of Sydney there. So Dike will get the point, down 4 now with the serve. Cross-court serve, Ellie with the pass to Megan. Megan to Tatum. Tatum goes off the block and backwards. That's a kill for Tatum on the right side. So Tatum will head back to serve for the Jags. Tatum low serve down the middle. Dike able to get it up to their outside. They go through the block and down. Kaylin trying to get the dig, couldn't come up with it. A great swing by the outside of Dike-New Hartford to get the ball back on their side. Dike getting set to serve. Deep serve down the line. Ellie able to pop it up to Tatum. Tatum to Megan. Megan off the block and down. Push shot kill by Megan will send Ellie back to serve for the Jags as Kaylin checks out and Bailey will head into the front row. Ellie deep serve. Dike in trouble. Ace for Ellie. Ellie with a lot of really good movement on her ball. Started to hook at the last minute over to our left. Ellie, another serve, deep serve, and that's going to be just a little too deep out of bounds. So Dike will get the point, now getting set to serve. Hartford serve down the line. Ellie with the pass to Tatum. Tatum to Sydney. Hits a roll shot, but that goes a little too deep out of bounds. So Dike pulls back to within 4 here. Now getting set to serve again. Short serve. Maya able to get the cover to Tatum. Tatum to Sid. Sid hits it over. Dike tries to get the dig. Can't come up with it. So that'll be a beautiful shot by Sydney for the kill. Sydney will check out. Nora will check in and head back to serve for the Jags. Maya will head out as Sophie will head into the front row. Nora, hard low cross court serve. Ace for Nora! Putting enough power behind that serve to hit the top of the tape and walk it over to the Dike side for the ace. Nora getting set to serve again. Nora, hard cross-court serve. In trouble is Dike. Another ace! Back-to-back aces by Nora. Pushing the lead to 7 here for Centennial in the second. Nora, deep serve down the middle. Dike able to get this one up. They're going to set up their outside. Goes off the block and backwards. Ellie with the dig to Tatum. Tatum out to Bailey. Bailey goes into the block and down. Kill for Bailey on the outside. Bailey showing no fear on that Dike block. Goes right into it for the kill. And Dike-New Hartford will spend their second and final timeout of the set. So after the timeout, both teams back out onto the court. Nora back, ready to serve. Nora deep serve. Dike able to pop it up. They're going to set up their outside. Who goes roll shot down the line. Tatum able to pop it to Nora. Nora sets up Bailey. Bailey hits a deep shot. Dike able to get the cover. They set up their middle on the slide. Blocked by Bailey. Dike able to get it to their outside. They get blocked by Sophie, but out of bounds. So a good swing by the outside of Dike. Sophie not able to angle that shot back into the court. So Dike getting set to serve. Deep serve down the seam. Nora to Tatum to Sophie. Hits it deep. That's a kill for Sophie in the middle. So Megan will head back to serve for the Jags. Megan, hard low serve. Ace for Megan! A rocket serve by Megan just over the top of the tape, and the ball started to fall immediately down. Dike not able to dig it out. Megan, another hard low serve down the middle. Dike able to get this one. They set up the middle. They tip it deep. Ellie goes flying to try and get that push to the corner. Unable to come up with it. So Dike gets the ball back. Now getting set to serve. Hard serve down the line. Bailey able to pop it up to Megan. Megan setting up Tatum. Tatum goes off the block. Dike able to tip it back over. Ellie to Megan to Bailey. Bailey through the block and down. A great push by Bailey there to sneak it through a tiny window in that Dike-New Hartford block. Bailey checks out. Kaylin checks in and will serve for the Jags. Kaylin deep serve, and that's going to sail too deep out of bounds. So Dike will get the point. Now getting set to serve. Dike, hard low serve down the middle. Nora with the pass to Megan. Megan back to Tatum. Tatum tips it over the block. Dike hits it right back over. Kaylin to Megan to Sophie. Sophie off the block and backwards. Dike with the dig. They tip it over. Sophie tips it back. Dike gets it up. They set up their outside. They hit a roll shot down the line. Megan with the dig to Nora to Tatum. Dike with the dig. They set up the right side. Goes in the block of Sophie. Sophie blocks it. Dike gets it back up. And they're going to call Dike in the net. So the Jags will get the point. Beautiful point back and forth. Great digs on both sides. Maya will check in as Sophie heads out. Sydney into the front row as Nora heads out. Maya with the serve. Maya hard low serve. Dike in trouble. Not able to get it. Another ace for Maya. Maya will head back to serve again. And before she gets a chance, Ellie will check out. Addie will check into the front row for the Jags. Maya, hard low serve. Dike able to get this one up. They set their middle, hits it. Goes a little too deep out of bounds. And Maya now serving set point number one in the second set for the Jags. Hard low serve just too low into the net. So Dike hanging by a thread here in set number two, now getting set to serve. Hard cross-court serve. Addie gets it up. Megan pops it up for Tatum. Tatum hits a cross-court shot. Dike with the dig. They set their outside hitter. Hits a roll shot down the line, and that caught the sideline. That was a tough shot by the outside of Dike-New Hartford, coming back across her body. just grazing that sideline. Dike with another serve. Cross court serve again. Addy able to pop it up. It goes off the court. Sydney gets it in. And then Kalen hits it over. Dike sets up in the middle. Tips it over. Megan able to get it to Maya. Maya back to Addy. Addy goes off the block and backwards. Dike with the dig. And they try to hit it out of the net. Can't come up with it. So Centennial will take the second set, 21-11, taking the game in straight sets and taking first place in pool play. So now Centennial will be off for probably a couple hours before we head into bracket play. So we'll have a little bit of time off